I've been a frustrated designer all my life. Before I was involved in manufacturing, but I've always wanted to design my own product rather than make other people's designs. My name is Matthew Stover. I'm the designer of the AutoBlaze unit. The AutoBlaze unit is effectively a fan unit that goes on the back of the stove, discreetly on the back of the stove, and incorporated inside, discreetly underneath the grate, is a heater element. And as the AutoBlaze unit is switched on, either by remote control or pressing a button on the side of the stove, you can initiate a 5-minute lighting cycle, which basically opens a vent at the back of the fan unit, allows cold air to come through from the back of the stove, be heated up by the heater element and blow very hot air onto the fuel. And within a few minutes, it just lights that fuel and fully establishes a fire within 5 minutes. You don't need kindling, you don't need paper, you don't need fire lighters. Literally, you can light straight logs. I often do that. Sometimes it's a bit tricky with hardwood. It's good to mix a bit of softwood with the hardwood. I guess it goes back to about 3 years ago when I was at a barbecue on a summer's afternoon with some engineer friends of mine. And it was a classic situation. It was a charcoal barbecue. We were struggling to get it going. I was hungry and I was beginning to wonder if we were ever going to cook our sausages. And I started to say, well, do you know, my parents used to have a fantastic fire lighter, and whenever we struggled with barbecue lighting, we used to get this thing out, and it would light anything in minutes. And that prompted me to talk to my friends about the whole idea of hot air blowers lighting barbecues. And then we thought, well, could we integrate it into a barbecue system so people could conveniently light their barbecues? And we figured at the end of the day there probably wouldn't be much of a market for that. But then we thought, well, what about wood burning stoves? That would be brilliant. And that was the beginning of a whole story then of how we got to the AutoBlaze unit we have today. Yeah, this is the very unit that my parents used to have for lighting open fires. It was made in 1950 by the General Electric Company, as it was then, and it really is, in its simplest form, just a hot air gun, but the air comes out at a very hot temperature, and you would literally poke it into the fuel, coal or the wood, switch it on, and within a few minutes it would start to light the fire. What are the benefits of AutoBlaze? Well, it gives you quick, clean, convenient lighting of wood burning or multi-fuel stoves. You don't need kindling, you don't need paper, you don't need smelly fire lighters. It literally lights the fuel that you put in there, even if it's just logs. It's an easy and convenient solution if you suffer from poor draft on your stove installation or from a phenomenon called cold flue. It solves all that because you literally light the stove with your door shut. And it actually has environmental benefits because it brings the stove up to a clean burn working temperature much more quickly.